Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Look Up Family Time on Look Up TV. Hope to the world. My friends, it has been so settled.
Yeah.
Yani tumetulia kama maji yenye yako kwenye mtungi.
Ndio.
Huko kwenu mnasemanga kiwu?
Kiwu mtungini.
Kiwu mtungini.
Yes sir.
Now we've had different scenarios. Let's flip the coin. Okay? What we are talking about is about this guy who marries a lady with a child.
Oh yes.
Let's take the reverse, of which it's also true and so possible. Nilioa, mke akakufa, nikabaki na watoto. Then I met this beautiful girl. I explained the situation and she's like, no worries, I love you and the children. She comes into my life. Okay? We have very good sex. Very good sex. Then we have very beautiful babies. Okay? 5 years into the future, she's like, it's like a switch. Become a switch to imeguzwa. And all of a sudden, she doesn't want anything to do with my kids, apart of the kids that she has given birth to, biologically. How do we deal with this as a man now?
Now this one becomes another challenge in marriage, but there is no challenge that cannot be tackled. Number one.
Kananga Mungu hawezi kupatia jaribio lenye huwezani.
Mungu hawezi kupatia jaribio ambalo huwezi ukalishinda.
True.
Now you lady, you are against a man who just to have a wife.
Yes.
You are against a man who has kids. Before you fall in love, there are several things that you have to settle down. Number one, are you really going to become a mother to those kids? In the event you may want to become their mother, but it's like they are grown-ups, they know their mother. They don't want to embrace you as their mother. What are you going to do?
True.
That is another question altogether.
You need to ask
those are questions before you cheat yourself that you are falling in love. You need to think and rethink.
True.
Because there are those things that come automatically once one is in marriage.
Yeah.
So important to note. Number one, if these guys has kids who are very young, to adopt those kids as your own kids, there is no problem. Because they will know you as their mother. So your love and the way you embrace them means a lot to them, because they will automatically embrace you as their mother. In the event they are boys with beards and what have you, you'll need to take time to learn them. Because they may be two, they may be three. Every child has his personal personalities. He may be a girl resembling the mother who died, with attributes like the mother. Also, you need to take your time to learn about that lady. Once you give yourself time to learn, begin to embrace them. And if you're born again Christian, begin to pray with them. Begin to embrace them. Maybe in some scenarios, if they are in a boarding school, you can talk to that. Let them switch off from their boarding schools. Let them come to day-to-day schools, whereby you can have time to interact, a time to bond. Give it time. Give it time. It may take time, but finally, you will enjoy your family. And once you get your own kids, remember, those are your first kids. They need to be treated with a lot of love, with a lot of respect. Because when you end up, ukizeeka wewe, wakati utakuwa una nguvu ya kujifanyia, these guys will be working. And because you embrace them as their mother, and they don't know another mother, they will take care of you at your old age.
True. That's from a man's perspective.
From a lady's perspective.
Mama Africa.
Thank you. And actually, before you walk into this marriage, you need to pray. Because, as Bishop has said, maybe you are entering into a marriage where the wife passed on.
Yeah.
And there are two scenarios. Maybe they divorced or they separated. These are two different things.
Yeah.
But if the wife passed on and the guy approached you, you need to pray. And I know and I
It
believe...
doesn't have to be that way. You know, these ladies are also approaching us. Eh?
Okay. Yeah, we approach. Nowadays, as Bishop has said, we approach, but who determines? Who has the final say? Even if I approach you and you are not really into me,
The man has the final say.
Sindio, the man has the final say.
You're right.
But God has the final say. Yeah. Because even if I approach you Ngene and you are not in me, it won't work.
True.
Yeah. So I'll just show signs. I will approach you. As Bishop has said, nowadays, nyinyi ndio muko
Tunawindwa mbaya.
Tuko you.
Tuko juu. Tunawindwa mbaya both.
Na muwindiki. Naweza nikakuwinda na uwindiki.
Si lazima uwindike.
But wewe ukiamua kuniwinda, you will utaniwinda. And you win, isn't it? So for the lady, you know very well, I'm getting into this marriage and their kids and their children. You have to accept and embrace, as Bishop has said. And you need to pray for God's grace. For God's grace and favor over these children.
Right.
Yeah. Because if God gives you favor of these children, everything will move on smoothly. But if you don't have favor to offer them, it might not be easy, as he has said. It will take time. It will take, no matter how much you do. And still, because let's say maybe the children, their mother passed on when they were grown up, they know whatever happened. And for you, and normally people say nobody takes a place of a mother.
It's true.
Or a father.
It's true.
So it's only God's grace and favor for you to take, to fit into that shoe. Just trying to fit into that shoe. You get it?
Yeah.
So that you make the marriage work and you win these children. And the best thing is you try and win these children towards you. Make them closer to you. More closer to you.
Oh, yes.
Now, the scenario herein is we are 5 years into the future and the woman just snaps. Okay? It's good that we now have the precautions before we get into this marriage or arrangement. Okay? Now, where we are right now, it's 5 years into the marriage and the woman just snaps and she no longer likes the kids of this guy. How do we proceed from there?
It is always really a very tough situation, and especially for the children. Especially for the children.
Yeah.
It now depends on the man to bring them. And it's always good because, as he said, you will always realize there's a rift, there's a gap, there's something that is growing in. Because, of course, as a dad, when you are there, you can read from the signs. You see that nowadays the closeness or the bond that was between these children and the mother is not there. There's like a rift that is widening slowly by slowly. So the best thing is, as a man, you need to usiache hiyo ufa. Tunaambiwa usipoziba ufa utajenga ukuta. So as a man, you need to be close so that you detect early, so that ufunike hiyo ufa isiwe kubwa. But if the man or the man leaves everything, everything is normal. You know, these things normally happens when maybe the dad or the men are just too busy. They don't have time
we are out there
to bond, hustling. It's all about building relationship.
Yes.
You need to build relationship. And after building it, you need to monitor. Yeah. Also, monitoring is very important. You know, at times you might build and you think that everything is okay, everything is moving on smoothly.
Don't assume.
There is a rift. So you need to monitor. And once you detect, you need to prevent it earlier so that it doesn't prolong.
You said it well. you need to prevent it.
Yes.
Bishop, maybe this guy alikuwa melala and it happened. Or maybe he has prevented it and it still happened. Could we be having other causes to this sudden switch?
Other problems that are rising, that are causing this,
Because she won't just wake up one day and it's just a switch on, switch off. Right?
But one thing you need to know, Ngene, you know, ladies are funny. Ladies, there is always a hormonal imbalance in ladies.
Okay.
They switch on, they switch off. It's normal, even under normal circumstance. You wake up, you find your wife is like, she doesn't want to talk, she feels out of place, you wonder what is wrong. Siku kukosea, but it's hormonal imbalance.
Okay.
In ladies.
And it's good I hear that.
Yeah.
Hormonal imbalance.
Hormonal imbalance.
So just in case I see her, she doesn't want to speak.
Those are hormonal
Nacheza kama
imbalances.
mimi.
Yes. Okay. Another thing, before this lady came into your life,
Yes.
she understood that you have children.
Yes.
So once she comes into your family, one of the things that the lady would want to see is the way you bond with your children.
Okay.
If you bond with your son and with your daughter well, there are possibilities that she will also follow suit. She will
Okay.
bond. But in case there are lifts between your son, your daughter, she's a stranger, automatically there is gonna be a lift between her and your sons and your daughters.
So in this
So
case,
in the event she has come, there will start bonds, but she doesn't want to come in, or even after 5 years, it's like she doesn't want to see your sons and your daughters. Now there you stand as a man.
Okay.
Here is your wife. You don't want to lose your wife. Here is your sons. You don't want to lose your family. Strike a balance as a man of wisdom.
good.
Very true.
And at times we will need to have a sit down.
I just want
Striking a balance, that is where I'm going. I'm not yet through.
I just feel like you just sat down.
Striking a balance means, in this case, sit with your wife.
Okay.
Let your wife know these are your sons, they are your daughters. And in any case they see an indication, any indication like she doesn't love them, it's like anakwalusha zile vindonda.
Yes.
Zile vindonda ambazo ziliachwa na mama yao. And that is the last thing every man would want to see.
True.
Maana ni kama wanarudishwa kule walikuwa
Kweli.
wametoka.
Yeah.
But assure your wife that I love you, I respect you, you are my wife, these are my kids. Go to the kids, talk to the kids.
This
Tell
is
them now that this is your mother. Just understand that she is your mother. Embrace your mother no matter our weaknesses. Every one of us is strong in one area. We are weak in another area.
True.
After talking to your boys, now bring them together on a round table. Talk to them now as your family. This is what I expect in my family. As the father, as the priest, as the leader of this house, this is what I expect.
Wow.
You boys, you daughters, respect your mother. Mommy, these are your sons and daughters. I want us to live in harmony as a family. As simple as that.
Kwisha.
And
it's just
ukiweka hiyo,
and
it's
authority.
yes.
You assert your authority.
You assert your authority as a father, because if you don't assert your authority, things will go AY.
I think after COVID is over, we need a sit down as the boys.
there's some cases where you find it really hard
Yeah.
for we women or ladies when maybe there are some indisciplined cases
Okay.
in such children. You know, this is a challenge. And the moment you discipline the child, he or she will have a feeling that you are disciplining me, or you are punishing me, or because you spare the rod, you spoil the child. At times, it needs, even the Bible allows us to punish the children. So the moment you punish this child, she will have a feeling that you are punishing me because you are not my mother. You know, at times it's always very tricky and challenging to us ladies. Because the moment you punish this child, it's like you don't like me, you hate me, you see. But as we have said, the man now, sit with your wife, bring them together on the round table.
Yeah.
And they need to know, these are the boundaries, these are the things. And if in case you are on the wrong, your mom is free to punish you. And they should know it from the word go. So that when I do that, you do not have feelings that I'm doing it because I'm not your real mom. You get it?
Yes.
So that they know I'm correcting you. I'm not punishing you because I hate you. I love you. And I want to correct you. I'm correcting you with love. So that you do not go astray. But at times you find it hard. Such like children, bringing them back on the line, on the track, becomes really hard. They only respect the dad, and the dad is final. So it becomes really a challenge. It needs a lot of grace.
True.
Yes.
And I think for this thing to work, the man and the woman need to work together as one.
Yes.
You are
As
talking now.
one unit.
You are talking.
Right?
Yes.
Because also, in general, kids have a way of detecting whether you and the mom are in good terms. Okay?
Nice.
Then if you're not, they know who is the good one and who's the bad one. By so saying, I mean, if it comes to discipline, if it's the mom who beats them more, so if they do something, they'll just run to you. Because you're not in good terms,
Yes.
then you'll be like, simbuze. Right? They might detect that you're not in good terms. Tell the mom in school, we need this and this. Then they come to you and tell you the same. You end up doing a double portion.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Watoto ni wajanja.
Sana.
They know how to play their cards.
And
They
I
know how
think
to play their cards.
as parents, even in the normal family setup,
Yeah.
umezaa mtoto msichana, wasichana wawili, vijana wawili. Most of the time there are some parents that do mess around because they are not united in their approach towards parenting.
Yeah.
What do I mean? Na unachukua fimbo unarekebisha mtoto. Mtoto anakimbia kwa mama yake. Mama yake anakushautia, anakuambia kwamba uacha kupiga baba ya maana mtoto ameitwa jina baba yake. The same case naye mama amechapa mtoto. Mtoto amekimbia pande ile nyingine. Ambaye acha kuchapa mama yangu. In such a kind of scenarios, that is a divided family.
Yeah, true.
And any divided family
True.
can never have a strong family.
Yeah.
You bring up kids that are rebellious, that are bent on one side.
True.
And this one happens especially now to the mothers.
Yeah.
You know, mothers are so much attached to their kids. So ukifanya tabia yeyote inakaa ni kana kwamba unaonyesha mtoto kwamba baba yake ni mbaya, hiyo sasa itakuwa ni hivyo. Itakuwa ni hivyo, mtoto atakuwa akijua baba yangu anipendi.
Ndio hivyo. Na ndio hata wakiwa wakubwa, they will invite their moms to the USA. Na wewe wacha hapo ukivua shati.
Wacha hata hivi, hata mtoto akiiba atakuja angawie pesa mama yake na akae na mama yake for 2 hours. Alafu wakati anapoenda tena kuiba ndio anakumbuka is daddy around, na already amekaa na baba yake 2 good hours. Amembariki mama but ni kana kwamba baba hayuko hai.
True. Now, a quick question, because I'm told time is not on our side.
Yes.
I know it's a huge topic, but a question came in. I got married with a kid who was 3 years.
Yes.
He's now 16. And I don't know whether to tell him that the man I'm with, who's my husband and their father, let me call them daddy, is not their biological father. So 13 years into marriage, because he's 16. They came when he was 3. So she's just torn in between. Which is the best way forward? What is that?
Start from Bishop Ben.
If you are a mother,
Yeah.
and maybe you are married with a kid,
Yeah.
3 years old, when the child begins to grow to a teenager, that is between the age of now, between 8 and maybe 11 years. That is my take.
Yeah.
Between the age of 8 to 11 to 12 years, because a teenage stage is
13.
from 13 to 19.
Yeah.
So at the end, between 8 to 11 years to 12 years,
12 years,
just sit down with your child. Let the child know that thou, this is not your biological father. This is exactly what happened. I used to have a boyfriend. By bad luck, I got pregnant. And it's like, he went this way. But later on, your daddy here left me and he married me. And so, this is your daddy because he's the one that is taking care of your life. This is your dad.
Kama Waswahili wanavyosema baba ni mlezi.
Baba ni mulezi, sio moja
baba.
kuzaa.
Mzazi. Okay, as Bishop has said, and what I know and I believe on our side as ladies, at times is always really hard decision. It is always putting yourself between a hard place and a rock. You know, it's always because you don't know how this child is going to receive the information. It might, he or she might be positive about it. And at times, this child might be psychologically affected or tortured. It depends on how he or she will receive it. On our side as ladies, and especially as you said, maybe I was married when the child was young, 3 years old. She has grown knowing that this is my dad up to the age of 16, as you have said, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then now, this is the time now, or you want to tell this child that this is not your biological father. This is what happened. At times, it really brings a lot of confusion to the child. So on the side of mothers or ladies, it is always hard. Many ladies or women tend to, if the child is young and she has grown, she has bonded with the father. So we normally tend not to let them know because it might bring confusion to the child. She will now, there are those children who might even develop attitude now, this is not my father. You see, and especially if you have siblings. You have other sisters or brothers behind. It is always a very tough decision or situation.
Now, when
to the mother and the child.
True. And I agree with you. Now, on the flip side, look at it this way. There's a chance, even if it's 1 out of 100, there's a chance that this kid, at some point in life, they will know.
Yeah.
And it will not have come from you. How will that go down? Now, which is better?
I think, according to me,
Yeah.
what you just need to do as a mother or even as a father, you just need to pray for the wisdom of God.
Yeah.
And also pray for the grace of God even before you break the news.
Yeah.
And then through the grace of God and the wisdom of God, you will laugh away. You'll get away of, informing your child. Other than you being silenced, and then the child begins to hear news from outside.
Just because I honestly think that's a greater danger when they hear from someone else rather than yourself.
Yes,
Than
sir.
yourself, yeah.
I just think so. I just think so. Yes.
And that's why you find in many marriages, ladies tend to hide. They don't normally open up to the children, which causes some trouble in future. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, many a times, under normal circumstances, most ladies do not open up to the children as earlier as possible so that they know. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's an interesting topic and
It
a
is.
topic that we can't exhaust in one sitting.
Yes.
And let me give you a chance to do your parting shot because I'm told we are really out of time for tonight. But we still have other nights to come, so
Yeah.
no worries.
Actually,
no pressure.
it has been a good time to share these challenges that are faced outside there. And I know from our discussion, maybe there's a family that is now healing. There's a family that has now gotten some way out. Maybe you are in the same situation. But as our bishop has said, you just pray for God's wisdom and guidance for you to get out of this situation. Yeah.
Wow.
Bishop Ben.
Important to know that in every single given family, there are challenges that we go through as family men and as family women.
True.
What I would encourage each and every one of us, please conquer the challenge. And one of the ways of conquering the challenge, there are some people that have gone ahead of you. I want to believe that every family needs a mentor. A mentor can be your pastor, or he can be somebody else who has gone ahead of you. So please, don't you be discouraged in marriage. Don't you walk out of your marriage simply because of challenges. Challenges are good because they make us grow. I love you.
Challenges are good. They make us grow and they make us stronger. Kwa kawaida, I've learned a few things from you. When you're making a very nice point, you always say, point to note. So, point to note. In this case, there was this lady who came from the village. She was married by a guy in Nairobi. 2 years down the line, the guy always asked this lady, I want to go home to your place and meet your parents. But the lady is like, yeah, tutaenda, don't worry. We will go. We will go. One day, the lady told the guy on phone, it was around 5 p.m. Please come home early. We need to talk. Wow. When your wife tells you, my friend, we need to talk, everything stands still, including time. Everything stops. So the guy decided, because when a woman says we need to talk, that means you really need to have a sit down. So above everything, the guy got home. He was calm, collected. He had done all his research within his mind, his medulla oblongata, and realized, I haven't done anything wrong. But of course, there's a chance, 1 out of 100, I might have done something wrong. So the guy gets home. He tells the wife, now, before you tell me anything, give me hot water. I need to take a shower. Give me food. I need to eat properly. At 8:30, he had a sit down. Okay. So here we are. What did you want to tell me? So the lady simply said, I've been married to you for 2 years now. We don't have a child yet. You've always wanted to go meet my parents. What I wanted to tell you is, I have 5 children and they stay with my mom. That was the silence that was in that house, my friend. The guy said nothing. He was just shocked as you are. He just rose, went to bed, and when he woke up in the morning, a note was beside his bed. He said, it said, you have my number. If you are still interested in me, please call me. But I couldn't wait to go and surprise you with my 5 kids. Until next time, Ingen remains to be mine. And tonight is nothing like French. Good night.